Wonder Guard is an ability which only Shedinja has. It is such overpowered ability that they had to give Shedinja only 1 HP point to balance it out. But what if every Pokemon had this ability? That's exactly what this video is about. If you watch challenges like these on YouTube, you probably know about Small Ant doing the same challenge in Pokemon Ruby. That's when I thought, what if we take the challenge to the next level by doing the same challenge while hardcore Nuzlocking it? And keynote for you to remember that none of my Pokemon have this special Wonder Guard ability. All the Pokemon I catch have their generic normal abilities. In my first run, I chose Torchic as my starter, due to the fact that Blaziken was my favorite in Generation 3, and it would be versatile with its move pool, learning fire, fighting, and flying moves like Peck. In Small Ant's challenge, he was just doing a regular playthrough. Thus, he had evolved his Torchic into a Combusken, learning a fighting-type move Double Kick, which was super effective against the first gym leader Roxanne, having Rock-type Pokemon. But since I was doing a hardcore Nuzlocke, I could not do that, as the level cap was level 15, but Torchic evolved at level 16. I also got a Slakoth instead of a Shroomish in Petalburg Woods, resulting in me not having a single proper counter to Roxanne's Pokemon, leading to the loss of 4 Pokemon in the first gym. This run ended in the rival fight before going to Mauville City due to my lack of grass-type Pokemon. In my second run, I chose Mudkip as my starter, as it would be good against the first gym and honestly the best Pokemon for the game. On the way to Roxanne, I caught many Pokemons, most important of them being the Shroomish, Wurmple, and Taillow. The first gym was super easy this time, as I had 2 counters to Roxanne's rock Pokemon. Shroomish sweeped the gym, and I did not even needed Mudkip for the gym. Taillow was important due to its ability Guts, which boosts attack when you have a status condition. I honestly thought I would sweep Brawly with Taillow due to him being the fighting gym leader, but I was quite surprised when Brawly's Machop survived a Guts-boosted wing attack. Taillow survived on 4 HP when hit by Machop's Karate Chop. I switched into my Dustox, which finished off Brawly with Confusions, giving me the Dewford Gym Badge. I was breezing through the game, as by this point, I was able to counter almost all Pokemon types. Some of them, which I couldn't counter like this Minun, because Marshtomp did not learn ground-type moves by now. What? It learned Mud Slap and Mud Shot. Why was I not using it then? Well, I don't remember what I was thinking there. But the fact was that any Pokemon I had no counter for, I used Shroomish to Leech Seed it, and then switch around to slowly whittle it down to Faint. As I watched the footage, I realized why I wasn't using Marshtomp to counter electric types. It was because the next level cap was 23, and I was scared that if I use it against all the Pokemon, I might cross the level cap before reaching the gym leader. Shroomish evolved into Breloom before reaching Watson, and with the help of Marshtomp and Breloom, the gym was just piece of cake. I completed all the Magma story plot and headed towards Lavaridge Town to get my 4th badge from Flannery. Both her Slugmas went down to Mud Shots from Marshtomp, but her defensive Torkoal was a bit tough. I switched to Golbat to get rid of the Attract, but ended up losing it to a Overheat from Torkoal. Numel came in and ended the Torkoal with Magnitudes, giving me the 4th gym badge. All the gym battles yet had been a breeze, but I was certain that Norman would be tough. Having 2 Slakings only weak to fighting moves, meaning I could not use Dig Strats. I had also forgotten to buy the TM for Protect, putting myself at huge risk entering the battle. I started by choosing Gyarados to lower Slaking's attack, and then switched between Gyarados and Mightyena to lower its attack by 6 stages. After which Machoke and Breloom finished it off by using a combination of Low Kick and Mach Punch. I switched into Spinda and sacrificed it to the Vigoroth to get a safe switch into Swalot and Toxic. Honestly, I had totally forgotten about Facade doing double damage. Toxic was the worst move I could have used. I then switched into Machoke, which died due to a crit slash by Vigoroth. I was very worried of the run because Machoke was one of the 2 Pokemons that could do damage to normal-type Pokemon with fighting-type moves, and now I only had Breloom to deal with it. I again used the switch strat to lower its attack and finished it with Breloom's Mach Punch. For the final Slaking, I again used the Intimidate strats and sacrificed my Mightyena. I switched into Swalot and Toxic. Again, I had forgotten about Facade. I encored it into Faint Attack, which was just very lucky, because if I had encored it into Facade, I would have wiped 100% of the time. Breloom came in and finished it off using Mach Punches. I headed towards Fortree City after this stressful battle, and on my way caught a Magnemite in Mauville City Power Plant, and bought all the TMs in the game corner by selling rare candies I had for level up. I took awfully long on the children's puzzles in the Fortree gym that I got frustrated and watched a video on how to do it. I started the battle with losing my Electrode to Endeavor, followed by quick attack from a Swellow on 6 HP. This was my first time experiencing a smart AI. Manectric took care of her Swellow, and Altaria was finished by Ice Beam from my Marshtomp. Her Pelipper and Skarmory were finished off by my Manectric to give me the 6th badge. I caught a Duskull before going to Lily Cove City. I finished all the Team Magma stuff, obtaining the Master Ball, and headed towards Maw's Deep City. Tate and Liza were very simple. I defeated them by a combo of Dark and Water moves using Gardevoir and Gyarados. I went and saved the world by catching Groudon in the Master Ball I had obtained after the screw-up from Maxie, who thought a blue orb was the one that controlled a red kaiju. The final gym was going pretty smoothly, but Wallace's Melodic finished off my Electrode and Breloom using Ice Beams, but I finished him off using Thunderbolt from Gardevoir. Now don't go and shit on me in the comment section saying Electrode was dead. This was my second Electrode, which was a static encounter in the underground magma hideout. Now the final hurdle remaining was the Elite Four, which was a little difficult for this challenge, as you could not bring more than 6 Pokemon for continuous 5 battles, so I had to think about all the Mons I would bring through. The first member of the team was our starter, Swampert, with Ice Beam, Surf, Toxic, and Earthquake. It was a great asset of our team for the champion Steven fight. Our second member is our hard-hitting Swellow, which I had only bought for switch strats against ground-type moves, and for some quick toxic strats if required. Our next member was the Hariyama we caught in the Victory Road with Choice Band to decimate the first Elite Four member Sydney, and also use against Glacia's ice Pokemons. Next was Gyarados, just a hard-hitting and quite defensive water-flying Pokemon. After that was our speedy Manectric for quick kills on water Pokemons with generally a useful typing. The final team member was the Groudon we had caught. Now some would say that beating the game with a legendary with a base stat of 690 is just boring and was just lame to do, but I had never used a Groudon in any sort of playthrough, and I just wanted to use it. My other option was the Camerupt we had, but I thought it wouldn't have much of a difference as I was not going to use it much anyways. First battle against Sydney went very smoothly as I lead with Gyarados, which took a Intimidate from Mightyana, and then I switched to Hariyama to sweep his team using Brick Break. Phoebe was a bit tough. Her first Pokemon Dusclops went down to a few bites from Gyarados, but her Bennett came in to crit Shadow Ball Gyarados, which finished off our Gyarados. Groudon came in for a Toxic, and then I switched to Manectric for a kill using Bite. Her next Dusclops again was defeated by Toxic and Bite combo using Swampert and Manectric. Her Sableye, having no weakness, could only be defeated by Toxic strats, so I Toxic it using Groudon and switched between my other Pokemons till it faints. Her final Pokemon was defeated by Toxic and Bite combo using Groudon and Manectric. Glacia was an easy one, Brick Break every single Pokemon except Walrein with my Choice Band Hariyama, as after the damage calcs I had found out that it wouldn't die to a Brick Break. So I switched to Swampert and Toxic it, and then switched into Manectric to finish it off using Thunderbolt. Drake was the easiest of them all, as it was clean sweep from Swampert using Ice Beam, as all his Pokemon except Shelgon were Dragon Flying or Dragon Ground, which was 4 times weak to Ice-type moves. Now it was time to face the champion Steven. His Skarmory was one-shot using my Manectric's Thunderbolt, and his Aggron was dealt with my Hariyama's Brick Break. Our Maldo came in, which was finished by my Swampert Surf, and his Cradily was killed by my Hariyama's Brick Break. When his Metagross came in, I sacrificed Hariyama to get a safe switch into Groudon, which finished off the Metagross with Flamethrower. I Toxic his Claydol with my Groudon, and finished the battle using Surfs from Swampert, and become the champion of the Hoenn region. Honestly, a great adventure. Thank you for watching, and comment any other challenges you would like to see on the channel.